Okay, so just a little bit more on the interface of Rhino. If your Rhino 6 opens up, you can use it. It's okay, no big deal. Mine is only opening up in Rhino 5. The interface is pretty much the same. It really doesn't matter. So we should have made already several boxes as an exercise. And under, if we type units, we should have already set up our unit, the model units, to inches. Okay? And we should have already changed our distance display as feet and inches. We don't want it like this. We want to know what the 1/8 inch means and what the 1 means. So we tell it to identify the feet and the inches. Okay? Inches is the double dash, double apostrophe thing, the quotation symbol. And the feet is the apostrophe symbol. Instead of writing feet, F-E-E-E-T, etc. So it's just a little dash on top of the 1. Okay. All right. So we're just going to make sure we're there. Okay. And then I'm going to click on grid. Okay. So grid is sometimes useful to us. The grid is basically this grid right here, that gray stuff, the squares, right? And you can tell it how many grid counts you want. Right now I have 70, right? It shows 70 grids. What if I change it to like, I don't know, 1,000? See how it grew? Oops. See that? One grid. Or 1,000, 1,100, etc. Okay, this is useful sometimes because it helps you know which way is up, which way is down, which way is the x axis, which way is the y axis, so on and so forth. Show grid lines, show grid axes, yes. Snap spacing. So snap spacing is sometimes important too. Let's set up some of this stuff. Do you see here that there's a dark grid and a lighter grid in the middle? Right? So there's a big grid and a small grid. So which one do you think is the big grid? The big grid is major line, right? So you can say, for example, you want your major, let's start with the minor line. So you divide this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I'm going to do 6 inches. Let's start with something simple. I'm going to say every 6 inches I have a minor line, and I want the major line to be every 2. Right? And then I'm going to say, let's drag this window up. Did you see how it changed this to the 2 here became 1, 2. Do you see that? Right? Major lines every 2 minor grid lines. Major line every 2 minor grid lines. And I want the minor one to be 6 inches. So that's 6 inches and that's 6 inches. Right? So what did I just do? I just told it that 6 inches plus 6 inches equals 12 inches. 12 inches equals 1 foot, right? So now I've set up my module, my major module for 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, right? Because 2 times half, which is 6 inches, equals 1 foot. Now I want my snap to be not every 1 inch, maybe I want my snap to be every 6 inches. Okay, so I'm going to type 6 here and say OK. Let's see what we did. I'm going to maximize my perspective view. Okay, and down here I'm going to say I'm going to activate my grid snap. On the bottom of your screen you can activate your grid snap, and I can just zoom that up. That strip down here, right? Grid snap on. have your O snap on so you can see your snaps here. If I get rid of the O snap, I can't use them. So your object snap is important. Your grid snap sometime is important. So I'm going to keep that on. And now I'm just going to actually maximize my window here. There we go. So I can analyze distance from that grid to that grid. What did it give me? 1 foot. Do you see it up here? Okay. If you press enter, the space bar, it gives you the last command you just entered. So I just pressed the space bar. I did not type distance. I did not go analyze distance. Okay, and it's doing the last command. And see how it's snapping to the grid? It's snapping to the grid because I have grid snap on the bottom. Okay, so that's why it's doing that. And then halfway is going to give me 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches. Makes sense? So you can manipulate this to your benefit in the future. If you know you're making a bunch of boxes that are 10 feet by 10 feet, hey, just change your grid temporarily. Change your grid snap temporarily, and you can switch it back later if you want. That's the importance of that. So I'm going to leave that there with the 6 inch, 6 inch, and I know every one of these is 1 foot. That helps. Let's see what we can cover now. Let's move over a little bit to this panel right here. Okay, I'm just going to draw another box. See how my box is snapping to the grid? If I snap to 3 big grids and 3 big grids. What does that mean? That means I'm just doing a box that is 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet by another 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet, oh, and 6 inches. I already know that because I remember what my grid snap was. Okay. So I'm just going to snap right there. I'm going to raise my box up. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this a few times. So I can go to copy in the command line. Select what you want to copy. Press enter when done. So whenever you're not sure exactly what's going on, always look at your command prompt. Your command prompt is going to tell you what you should be doing next, right? Select object to copy. Press enter when done selecting what you want it to copy. Okay? So the good thing about it is it prompts you. It tells you what your next step should be. So I'm going to press enter because I'm done selecting. Point to copy from. Well, I want to copy it from this edge. Okay, do you want to copy it up and down? No, I just want to copy it horizontally. I don't want to copy it up and down. I want to copy it in this plane, right, on my desk. So I'm going to copy it on my desk from here. And then it says, point to copy to. So, okay, you told me what you want to copy. You told me where you want to drag it from. But where do you want me to put it? Okay, it's asking me up there. Where do you want me to put it? So I'm going to tell it that I want to put it maybe, how about I put it on top of the corner of this box? How about that? Okay, or how about the back here? Let's do it here. There we go. Okay. You can still copy. You can still copy if you want. If you want to copy more of it, you can still do that. You can copy, copy, copy. But I don't want to copy anymore, so I'm going to press enter. And I'm done, right? Okay. So I'm going to stop this video here, and then we can continue in another one.